What in the world, man?
You know where he got this from?
No, I have no clue where he got it.
He was driving around and saw this in some guy's yard.
Yeah.
So he went up and knocked on the door and asked the guy if he could take it. And the guy obviously said yes, and he took it.
I guess he's got big plans for him.
You know what he's going to do? Cook it up.
I honestly just think that he can't say no to wood.
He just calls his name. He's like, he's like, oh, wood. What you doing?
What are you doing?
What do you mean? I mean, nothing makes a man feel more like a man when he's wearing an apron, right? Jamie said I could wear it. It said it makes you feel...
Did he?
Yeah, it makes you like know what you're doing more. Like you know what you're woodworking with, so...
Yeah.
I'm good.
Before we actually get started, let's talk a little bit about what the end goal is here. The countertops will look something like this. Like I've said before, I'm building the countertops the same way we did with the Perkins at the Modern Mountain Getaway. The only difference is that I'm using OSB instead of plywood, but the reason I'm doing that is because the OSB was free. So it's going to be the first layer of OSB, followed by another layer of OSB. Then we're going to apply the maple slats on top of that, and a border around the edges. Today we're just processing the maples, so...
The first step is to rummage through all this maple for what we need. The width of each strip that we're going to use is going to be about 4 1/4. So we need to find about 9-inch wide boards, which are probably all at the very bottom. I think Jamie just wanted us to like reorganize all this stuff for him. Bingo, we found one. Oh, what is that one?
Dude, you got 15 and a half on that one.
Dude, we could get 3 out of that one. I'm sure Jamie wouldn't mind. Sorry if you guys can hear that CNC machine in the background. Oh yeah, we could shut the door. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the audio is going to be. What was that? Did something fall?
No idea.
I don't know either. Just so you guys know, Jamie instructed us with all this. So we didn't just make this up. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to take all of these boards, and they're about 12 feet long. So we're just going to first cut them in half. After we do that, we're going to then rip these down the center with a battery saw. So let's get started on that. We're pretty much just compounding boards at this point. Jason didn't think that we had enough because we started with 5 boards. Well, now we've got 20 boards.
Yeah, and we're about to have 40.
Next step is take it over there to the bandsaw and to rip them on edge so that we can get 2 pieces out of each board. So the end goal is to have 1/4.
Yeah, I think you should just put it down as is, bro. It's rustic. It's like a farmhouse. Rustic look.
It's not a farmhouse. It's a modern house.
You can change it.
No, we can't. We're already like 20 videos in. I thought it was going to get easier, you know, but it's not. But we're actually done compounding boards, and we're ready to start planing. So right now, these are, well, they're supposed to be about like, you know, 1/2 inch, but they're kind of in between. So we need them down to 1/4. So we got to do a lot of planing with Jamie's planers. So that's the next step. And yeah, it's going to be pretty monotonous, I think.
Really monotonous. That's right. And that wasn't?
Well, that was probably the worst of it so far.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It really is.
I think that's the worst.
Because, I mean, you can't see, but these boards are twisted and turned, and trying to keep them straight against that fence to cut them straight was nearly impossible.
All right, what stage is this?
1, 2, 3. We're on stage 4.
Stage 4. Now we are going to take all these boards that we planed down to 1/4 inch and just pick the best side and run it through the joiner to straighten it up a little bit so that then we can take it over here to the table saw and cut it. what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take about 1/8 off of the outside, so that will be our straight edge. And then once we run them all through the table saw, we'll flip them, put our straight edge against the guide, and rip them down to 4 1/4. And that should be it. Stage is complete.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure we don't take too much off and make
I
it
know.
too small. So
I
we
know.
gotta think about that.
Right.
Do some math. The width of the blade, is that called the kerf?
Dude, I don't know.
I think it is.
We need Jamie here to answer questions like that.
You want me to cut outside?
Yeah.
There's no light.
Well, there would be light. The problem is the sun. Well, the problem's not the sun, it's the clouds.
Oh.
I know what you're saying, that the problem is I don't have a light out there.
yeah.
But it's not.
So you're blaming it on Mother Nature.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. It's supposed to rain today.
Okay.
First step that we're going to do is dump a whole bunch of glue all over all of these countertops. Spread it all out and then add another 5/8 Advantech OSB board down. Jamie said we should probably use plywood. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to go against what Jamie said.
But we are.
Yeah, but we are. Plus, you know what? I got plenty of this stuff and it's free. Well, it was free to us.
Yes, we like free.
Right, so we're gonna do that first. Then after that, we'll talk about what we're gonna do next. So start with that.
So just to add a little bit more startability to my counters and to the glue, we've decided to just sprinkle in just a little bit of dog hair.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just to give it some more fiber.
Yeah, it's like adding fiber to concrete.
Exactly.
Strings it up. Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, that was actually an accident, but
That's a good call.
yeah.
Thanks, Coda. You can't use that towel. That's one of Becca's good towels.
If I throw it away, she'll never know, though.
Dude, you are so smart. You are so smart. He's like, nah, just throw it away. She'll never know. I hope she doesn't watch the channel or else we're screwed.
I think she gave up watching the channel months ago.
Oh, perfect.
We're gonna have to address the elephant in the room. And yes, this one did get put on upside down. I don't know if it really is gonna matter.
I mean,
I was trying to avoid from the painted side being up, but you know, we'll find out, I guess, in a year from now if my countertops come peeling up on this side. We're gonna do a quick sand and a vacuum to these things, and we're gonna get ready to lay some wood down. Let's talk about the epoxy that we're using. So Total Boat sent us this epoxy kit, which includes the resin and the hardener, and that's what we're gonna use to put it down, but also coat it. So we appreciate them a whole lot for allowing us to use their product. Jamie uses it all the time. Johnny Brook, he uses it all the time, so we know that this is a good product.
Does it come with instructions, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Oh gosh, dude, my shoes. They get hooked on these hooks and then I'm like, like this. All right, so we're gonna start on the smallest area possible first
That way if
because
we mess it up, we can just rip it out and start again. We're not going to try to flush the ends. That doesn't make any sense. So we're going to run them a little bit long, get them all set, and then he can come back after the fact, make one straight line and cut them.
to make sure that each and every board is the exact same length.
It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, especially with us.
It ain't going to happen on this channel, I'll tell you that much. So I'm still a little nervous on if we mix this epoxy right. I mean, do you think it's hardening up?
What do you think?
She might be hardening up. We might have done it right.
Hey, we got a problem.
What happened?
It's short. It's not.
What's going on there?
They are beautiful.
Yes, so she loves them, even though they're not even close to being finished. So the next step is I need to cut all of the ends off that we left long.
Those weren't just like artistic edges?
No. I got my marks here, and I got a chalk line over here, a mark on that side. This side right here was factory edge as far as the plywood, so we use that edge as a reference and check diagonals to make sure it was square, and we're pretty happy with it. The only thing left to do is to actually cut it, so I'm gonna do that.
Good luck.
Pro tip, if you're gonna reuse your wife's towels, make sure you throw them away.
We have an entire closet filled with rags.
I know, but it was just out here already.
For hands and dishes.
I used my hands. The next step is going to be to add these trim pieces to the fronts of all of these so that it looks like that. This can be a two-man job. The only thing is one person needs to cut, the other person has to put it up. So,
Well, I think we both know I shouldn't be cutting things.
well, should you be putting it up?
This is tough.
It's kind of funny that Ray needs to put this protected by Simply Safe sign in there when he's got this beast running around all the time. Ain't nobody coming near this house with this beast. Look at that beast.
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna sand down any high spots. Then we're going to fill holes like this over here. So we left this stuff in here, you know, because it's kind of, you know, some character. And then we gotta let it dry. But what we can do is that one over there because there's no holes that need to be filled. And that's kind of been our test subject this whole time. I don't know how long it takes this stuff to dry. It's probably like a day or something.
It's probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not happening. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix what we already had mixed up, which was dust from all this, some black chalk. Darken it up a little bit.
Genius.
That was Jamie's idea.
No, don't say that. It was our idea.
It was my idea. I can cut that out later.
So you realize when you do these countertops that you're going to have dog and cat hair in them, right?
I mean, it's gonna be a problem keeping it away.
People are gonna come over like, ooh, I love the finish. I love the dark black hair
Maybe just
finish.
sprinkle it in there throughout the epoxy. That way, it's like consistent.
That would be kind of cool. You'd forever have your cat and dog in them. Coda's out. I don't know where Ember's at.
I don't either.
Kitty.
Ember! We gotta find her because she's the one who'll jump on the counters. All right, so we're getting ready to epoxy our test subject over here. So we're gonna use the Total Boat again to do our first coat epoxy. So we're gonna probably do 2 at least coats.
Yeah, I got you a stir stick. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty good. As long as we can get the animals off of it.
I cannot wait to get a phone call from you this afternoon telling me that your cat jumped up on this thing.
We'll be redoing it tomorrow morning.
I'm out. I gotta go biking with Jan.
These turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out. What do you think?
I love them.
Yeah?
I love them so much.
Yeah, they do look pretty good. So I am gonna recruit you to help me. We're gonna do one thing different.
Okay.
Okay? Which you haven't been here for any of it, so it doesn't really matter to you.
Nope.
But we're actually going to pour this into mixing cups and mix it in cups rather than have somebody pump.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. I don't know why we haven't been doing it. All right, so it's day 2 of epoxy.
Yes.
And these turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out for the first coat. And this is the only thing that I got in the epoxy. No cat hair, no beard hair.
I don't think any of my hair got in.
None of Jason's hair. this little nubbin of something. So
You show them how ballin' that thing looked?
yeah, I showed him that.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey, so Bekah said she'd wanted these things done today and the sinking.
I know, dude. It's not happening.
Hey, that's not the motto, bro. You gotta make the wife happy. If she wants it done in the sinking, you're gonna make it happen.
You can only work as fast as this stuff dries. That's the problem. It's not me.
She doesn't care about that. She wants it done, and she wants it done now.
Well, after multiple coats of epoxy on these, I think I did about 4 in total. 2 all the way through, and then I did a couple coats just to touch up a few spots. The next step we're going to do is put the halcyon on. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick sand. It has been 24 hours since I allowed it to dry. You are able to coat it within 1 hour, but I decided I want to do a little bit of sanding just to make sure I get any scuds out of there. And then we're gonna add another coat of the gloss. Now we're gonna do a few coats of the gloss, and then we're gonna do the satin.
Yeah, I had a little critter print, and that would be my cat. So we're gonna have to try to fix that.
So before I put the satin coat on here, which is going to be the final coat, I just wanted to show you guys what the gloss looked like. It looks really good, but it's not the look that Bekah and I are going for. So if you are looking to go for a glossy look, this is what you're getting with Total Boat. So check it out. And that's it. We got the sink back in, fully functional. It was only missing for a couple weeks. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. I have so much room, and they're so beautiful, and I have my sink back, and they're so beautiful.